that this symposium will stimulate your interest and curiosity in export agricultural crops and foster collaboration and dialogue among different stakeholders.
We are pleased to announce that the esteemed research division of the department, who is celebrating the Golden Jubilee this year, has once again taken the lead in organizing the research symposium this year. However, this year, the development division of the department has graciously partnered with us, working hand in hand to ensure the resounding success of this highly anticipated gathering.
The great Napoleon Bonaparte once said, "Love toward his motherland is the first dignity of a civilized man." To evoke the feelings of patriotism and remind you the nation's glory and beauty, ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to stand up in respect to our national anthem. Light fade away the darkness. Light symbolizes the knowledge and wisdom revealed. To solemnize the special occasion, I would like to invite our guest of honor today, Ms. A.P.P. Disna, Director General of Department of Export Agriculture, Dr. Ananda Subasinghe, ADG Research, DEA, Mr. Kirti Viralal, ADG Development, DEA, Dr. G.G. Jayasinghe, Director Research, Mr. Janaka Lindara, Director Development, Mrs. Damayanti Samarasinghe, Director Special Research, Mr. Ranket Kumra, Director Development, Mr. Upul Ranavira, Director Development, Mrs. Iresha De Silva, Director Research, Mrs. Nilanti Priyadarshini, Director Research, Mr. Prasad Idame Korala, Director Regulation, as well as the Symposium Coordinator, and Mr. Dilan S. Lakshman, Deputy Director Development, who is in charge of In-Service Training Center, and representing participants, Mr. Rohana Vichekon, Deputy Director Research, and Mrs. Varuni Atavatta, Assistant Director Research, to illuminate the traditional oil lamp. To illuminate the traditional oil lamp. And also Mr. Aruna Disanayak. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now I invite our guest of honor today, Ms. A.P.P. Disna, Director General of Department of Export Agriculture, Dr. Ananda Subasinghe, ADG Research, DEA, Mr. Kirti Veeralal, ADG Development, DEA, Dr. G.G. Jayasinghe, Director Research, and Mr. Prasad Idame Korala, Symposium Coordinator, to come on to the position and occupy distinguished chair at the head table.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. The leader of the research team, who takes us a safe journey, guides us, directs us, and teaches us to work as a team. Dr. HMPA Subhasinha, the Additional Director General Research of the Department of Export Agriculture. Sir, I respectfully invite you with due respect to deliver the welcome address and the opening remarks.
Very good morning to all of you. Today, it is our sixth annual symposium, the most important event to the research division of Department of Export Agriculture. First time in virtual after the 2018 in a virtual platform. On behalf of the Department of Export Agriculture, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to our 2 days annual symposium, ASEAC 2023, today and tomorrow. Today, our guest of honor to the event, Director General, Department of Export Agriculture, Ms. A.P.P. Bisna. This is the first annual symposium in her captaincy. Madam, I highly appreciate your presence here and warmly welcome to the event. Our keynote speaker, she is an eminent scientist in India with huge research experience in spices, the Director Spice Board, and the Ministry of Commercial and Industry. These days, back around 2 days back, we were in the same virtual platform, IPC R&D, Dr. Rema Sri. Proud to welcome you, madam, to our ASEAC 2023. Chief Editor of the ASEAC 2023 proceedings, former senior lecturer in Faculty of Agriculture, University of Peradeniya, Professor R.B. Mapa. It is an immense pleasure to welcome you, sir, to 2023 ASEAC. Symposium Coordinator, Mr. Prasad Sirimavo, Director Regulation, all the weight of this symposium on her shoulders. Welcome to the ASEAC 2023. Reviewers of the manuscript of this symposium from different agricultural institutions and universities. I warmly welcome you to our annual symposium. Additional Director General Development, Mr. Veeranal, Additional General Administration, Chief Accountant, please welcome to the annual symposium 2023. All directors in research division, development division, deputy directors, assistant directors in research division, development division. I am happy to welcome you in this important event. Authors who are going to present today their presentation in the symposium, I also to welcome all these authors to this important event. Our former DGs, all the retired officers, all scientists from institutions and universities who joined with us in this important event, both physically and virtually. I am really happy to welcome you to the ASEAC 2023. Research and development officers, technical officers, extension officers, and all other officers from research, development, financial, auditing, administration, planning, and business communication unit who join with us physically and virtually. I already all welcome in this event. Our all sponsors from in all aspects of our spice industry. They give a big support of financial. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to our special event. Apart from this, all institutional scientists, ESC stakeholders, and all other groups here who are interested in this event join virtually, physically at this moment. It is honor to welcome you all in this 2023, our annual symposium. I hope that today, tomorrow will be a very interesting and fruitful day, 2 days for you all and I will you all success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the opening remarks. And I also remind you, you can join us with Zoom platform and also using the Facebook and YouTube pages of the Department of Export Agriculture.
Research and development are two essential components of the economic development of a country. We have the mission and commitment to be the excellence in the export of spices and allied crops. The officers of the Department of Export Agriculture have diligently conducted extensive research. We have subjected them to a rigorous double-blind peer review process. And today, we are proudly presenting the selected 24 papers of ASIAC 2023. And now it is the moment to witness the highlights of these invaluable research work.
Welcome to the research highlights of ASIAC 2023. Agronomy.
Identify the optimum harvesting age for the ginger rhizomes as seed material using sprouting percentage and vegetative data. This research was conducted to determine the best harvesting age of ginger rhizome based on vegetative growth and sprouting percentage. The results revealed that the best vegetative growth and sprouting of ginger was obtained with the seed rhizomes of 8 to 10 month maturity, while growth performances of plants raised from 7 months old seed rhizomes were significantly inferior.
Evaluation of turmeric germplasm in low country intermediate zone under coconut. The objectives of this study were to identify the morphological variations among turmeric accessions collected from different areas of the country and to select high-yielding turmeric accessions for low country intermediate zone under coconut. It was found that the accession collected from Galapitigala in Ampara district showed the best performance in terms of yield and morphological parameters.
Evaluating the weight of planting materials of turmeric and their subsequent growth and yield performance in intermediate zone. This experiment was carried out in Kurunegala district to evaluate the best weight of planting materials of turmeric on their growth and yield performance. The experiment had 6 treatments of planting materials ranging from 5 to 30 grams per planting point. According to the results, 30 gram planting material of turmeric showed the highest growth and yield potential.
Analytics on delayed plant potting and late cultivation of cinnamon, causes and strategies for improvement. This study focused on understanding the factors contributing to delayed potting of cinnamon plants at nurseries and the unpreparedness of farmers for timely cultivation. This delay is primarily attributed to the high price and scarcity of seeds and lack of awareness among nursery owners. The study highlighted the need for proactive measures to educate farmers about the benefits of early cultivation and facilitate early potting practices in nurseries.
Effects of stem bending on the formation of shoots of cinnamon. This research was conducted with the objective of studying the effect of horizontal stem bending and diameter of the stem on the shoot formation of cinnamon. Results found that the shoot with 2.5 cm diameter and 60 cm bending height showed the highest number of shoot formation. Furthermore, there was no significant interaction effect between these two factors.
Plant production.
Evaluation of the effect of higher multiplication cycles on growth and rhizome yield of in vitro propagated turmeric. The main drawback of the plant tissue culture technique is low yield at the higher multiplication rates. Thus, the study examined the effect of higher multiplication cycles on the rhizome yield in vitro propagated plants. Results confirmed that in vitro plants from higher multiplication cycles such as 12th and 13th can be recommended as the planting material for new turmeric cultivations without reducing the yield.
Study on growth performance of different black pepper varieties at nursery stage in cocoa peat medium. The selection of a high-performing black pepper variety is a critical factor in black pepper cultivation. An investigation was conducted to study the growth performance of different black pepper varieties and selections in cocoa peat medium. The study indicated that among 5 different treatments, the variety Dingirala and selection MB12 showed significantly high growth performances in cocoa peat medium.
Evaluation of formic acid as an alternative for conventional nitric acid seed treatment on cardamom, seed yield, germination, and seedling survival in nursery. The study assessed the feasibility of using formic acid as an alternative to the current seed treatment recommendation, which used nitric acid. The result concluded that formic acid can be successfully used as an alternative treatment for treating cardamom seeds while achieving higher germination performances in nursery level.
In vitro shoot establishment of cinnamon. The experiment was carried out to find an efficient sterilization and regeneration procedure for establishment of cinnamon to overcome the limitations of seed propagation. Results revealed that 30% Clorox for 20 minutes was very effective in sterilization of newly developed shoot tips. Moreover, MS medium supplemented with 1.5 milligrams per liter BAP showed a significant average shoot height and the best leaf initiation.
Natural resource management.
Agroecological suitability mapping of black pepper in Sri Lanka. Mapping of agroecological suitability of black pepper in a GIS environment guides farmers to select the most suitable land, appropriate inputs, and cultural practices to develop a sustainable black pepper cultivation. Comparing optimum conditions required for black pepper growth and reproduction with existing agroecology and major soil types, the lands of Sri Lanka were classified into 4 suitability classes as highly suitable, moderately suitable, marginally suitable, and unsuitable. Then mapped using ArcMap version 10.3.
Identification of land suitability for cinnamon cultivation in Polonnaruwa, Sri Lanka using a GI-based model. This study was focused on developing a land suitability model for cinnamon in Polonnaruwa district and mapping the potential areas. The model was developed in the GIS environment using a weight overlaying techniques. Results revealed that out of the potential lands for expansion in Polonnaruwa district, 9,116 hectares of land were suitable, while 11,015 hectares and 3,305 hectares were within the moderately suitable and not suitable categories respectively.
effect of different potting mixtures and compound fertilizer rates on early growth of black pepper cuttings. The experiment was carried out to evaluate the compound fertilizer instead of cow dung on early growth of black pepper cuttings. Results found the potential use of compound fertilizer in a medium containing equal parts of topsoil, coir dust and sand as an alternative nutrient source for black pepper instead of cow dung.
Effect of inorganic fertilizers on growth of cinnamon seedlings raised in subsoil substrates. The aim of this research was to investigate the effect of different inorganic fertilizer applications on growth performance of cinnamon seedlings raised in different potting mixtures. According to the results, the foliar spray T65T mixture applied with partially burnt paddy husk incorporated subsoil media was the most effective medium to enhance the growth performance of cinnamon seedlings.
Effect of different compound fertilizers on growth and yield of turmeric. This study was conducted to evaluate the effect of different compound fertilizers on turmeric compared to recommended straight fertilizers. It was found that the effect in tested nutrient rations, potassium source or number of splits when nutrients are applied as straight or compound fertilizers are not significant on turmeric plants. Thus, neither potassium source nor number of split applications of compound fertilizers effect on growth or yield of turmeric plants.
Economics and extension.
Analysis of the economic benefits of protecting cinnamon plantations from mammalian pests in Sri Lanka by conducting a solar-powered electric fence system implemented by the Department of Export Agriculture. This study focused on the wildlife challenges faced by Sri Lankan cinnamon plantations and the economic benefits of using subsurface trench ecosystem fence system to protect them from mammalian pests. A field study was conducted among 82 farmers who received subsidies for installing this system. The results showed that the system contributed to reduce the mammalian pest losses in cinnamon plantations.
Examine the economic implications of trade restrictions on turmeric in Sri Lanka. The research was carried out to investigate the impact of trade restrictions on importation of turmeric implemented in 2019. Results indicated that import restrictions of turmeric has reduced consumer surplus drastically by 62%, where consumers are worse off and producers are better off, since producer surplus shows a drastic increase by 621.7%. However, consumption and production efficiency losses can be observed, which created a total welfare loss of $12.2 million to the country.
Feasibility of clove cultivation in Gampaha district. The study assessed the feasibility of commercial clove cultivation in Gampaha district. Results showed that clove cultivation is feasible in most areas except those near the coastal belt. Mirigama and Dompe were identified as the most suitable areas. These findings provide a starting point for exploring the potentials of expanding clove cultivation. Clove value chain analysis and marketed surplus determinants. A case study of Kandy district, Sri Lanka. A study was conducted using a mixed method approach to analyze the clove value chain. The study found 7 alternative chains for clove marketing, with the chain from farmer, collector, wholesaler, retailer, processor, and the consumer being the most prominent. Moreover, an integrated approach involving both private and public sectors is needed to link producers with processors and exporters in a more efficient way, as the benefits are currently shared disproportionately among the chain actors.
Plant protection.
Identification and confirmation of pathogenicity of clove leaf blight and leaf spot disease reported in mid-country of Sri Lanka. This study aimed to identify and confirm the pathogenicity of clove leaf spot and clove leaf blight, as well as assess pathogenic variation. Two fungal isolates resembling Cylindrocladium were identified as the causes of clove leaf spot and clove leaf blight. Pathogenicity test revealed variations between these isolates, with higher disease severity observed when both were present.
Efficacy of selected plant extracts on ginger leaf spot disease management. The experiment was carried out to assess the bioefficacy of 3 botanical agents, namely holy basil, Lantana camara, and Tithonia diversifolia, as well as the Bordeaux mixture to control ginger leaf spot disease. The results showed that the current recommendation of using the Bordeaux mixture for controlling leaf spot disease in ginger can be successfully replaced by all these selected botanical extracts.
A comprehensive study on disease progressive pattern and yield loss by canker incidences in cinnamon. This study focused on identifying canker symptoms, developing a disease progression curve, and studying bark yield loss. The research found that canker dimensions increased, damaging bark quality but not strongly correlating with stem maturity. However, a moderate correlation was observed between bark thickness and stem maturity. Timely harvesting is emphasized to mitigate the severity of canker incidences, especially in overmatured stems.
Post-harvest technology.
Synthesis of curcumin zinc oxide nanocomposite using curcumin extracted from turmeric grown in Sri Lanka. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, has exceptional therapeutic properties. However, it has low bioavailability and it is easily degraded by light. Hence, this research was conducted to overcome these issues by encapsulating curcumin with biodegradable metal oxide nanoparticles. Results revealed that the encapsulated curcumin has an average particle size of 98 nanometers. This innovation enables its use in drug delivery and antibacterial applications.
Comparative quantitative analysis of phytochemicals in Garcinia quesita and Garcinia selenica. This research compared the phytochemical, proximate, and mineral composition of 2 Garcinia species, Garcinia quesita and Garcinia selenica. Garcinia selenica had higher hydrocitric acid content, while Garcinia quesita had higher flavonoid and phenol contents. Proximate analysis shows similarities in most parameters, but Garcinia selenica had higher fiber and protein levels.
Evaluation of curcumin content of turmeric collected from major turmeric growing districts in Sri Lanka. This research was conducted to identify the locations in Sri Lanka which can grow turmeric with high level of curcumin content. Turmeric samples of 55 locations of major turmeric growing districts were selected and tested for curcumin content. Complete linkage cluster analysis classified turmeric growing locations into 4 significant.
We believe that you have enjoyed the research highlights of ASEAC 2023. Thank you for your attention. Welcome to the research highlights of BASIC 2023. Agronomy.
I hope you all have enjoyed the highlights of the invaluable research work done by our authors. She is the brighter star of the galaxy of the Department of Export Agriculture. If BA is the solar system, she is the sun, whose energy that enlightened the system and kept them on track always. No matter whatever the situation on the battlefield, she always stood at the front line with her subordinates, guiding and inspiring them towards the goal of victory. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest of honor today, Ms. A.P.P. Bisna, the Director General of the Department of Export Agriculture. Dear Madam, we cordially invite you on stage to address the gathering.
Good morning, all of you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you today with a great pleasure as we inaugurate the sixth session of the annual Symposium of the Export Agriculture of Asia, organized by the Department of Export Agriculture. The symposium holds immense significance not only because it marks the sixth edition of the prestigious event, but also because we celebrate the 50th anniversary of our research division in this year. Over the past 5 decades, the Department of Export Agriculture has played the crucial role advancing Sri Lanka's export agricultural crop sector. Since its establishment in 1972, the department has been dedicated to promoting and supporting the export agriculture crop sector in our country. It is a testament to our commitment and hard work that we celebrated the department's 50th anniversary with pride last year in 2022. A year later, the establishment of the department in 1973, the research division of the department was formed as a small center in Marthalis district. Over time, this division establishing into main research centers and 3 sub-research units, and now we eagerly anticipate the research division on 50th anniversary. In 2023, it is indeed an honor to hold the research symposium at such a special juncture in our department history. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the extraordinary circumstances surrounding this year's symposium. For the first time in the history, the symposium is being held entirely online. This decision was necessitated by the COVID-19 pandemic that swept across the globe, impacting Sri Lanka and numerous other countries, as well as the economic challenges we are facing at this very moment. The pandemic challenged us to find innovative ways to connect, collaborate, and continue our work while prioritizing the safety and well-being of our participants. Despite the obstacles we face, I am grateful to the dedicated officers of my department who successfully rose to the occasion, adapting swiftly and organizing the events within a short period. Using our existing limited resources efficiently, there's a commitment and resilience, a commendable, and I applaud their efforts in making the conference a success. As we reflect upon the past 60 years, it becomes evident that the Department of Export Agriculture has made significant contributions to the advancement of Sri Lanka's agricultural crop sector. Our research and development initiatives focused on the key export crops have consistently delivered remarkable results and positively impacted the country's economy. Even during challenging economic periods, when other sectors experience sluggish growth, the export agricultural crop sector continues to thrive, with the annual foreign exchange flowing into Sri Lanka steadily increasing. This favorable situation can largely be attributed to the contribution made by the department research division to their research efforts. We have witnessed noticeable advances in various areas, including the introductions of new varieties, advancement of the achievements in the pest and disease control, innovative podcast technologies, effective soil and nutrition management techniques, and adoption of modern agronomic methods. These accomplishments have not only benefited the agricultural sector, but have contributed significantly to overall economic prosperity of Sri Lanka. In this context, it is crucial to emphasize the importance of publishing research findings and sharing knowledge within the domain of export agricultural crops. The APX Symposium, which has been instrumental in facilitating such exchange, knowledge exchange, plays a virtual role in this regard. When we have encountered obstacles that prevented us from hosting the research symposium annually in the past, we are determined to establish consistent yearly schedules moving forward. We recognize the value of providing a platform for researchers, industry professionals, and stakeholders to come together, share their insights, exchange ideas, and foster collaboration. By leveraging the collective expertise and experience of all participants, we can accelerate progress and drive further advancement in the export agriculture sector. The theme for this year's symposium is Good Agricultural Practices for Productivity and Quality Improvement of Export Agriculture Crops. This theme is particularly relevant and timely considering the increasing global demand for high-quality agricultural products. Consumers worldwide are increasingly seeking products that meet stringent quality standards while simultaneously placing a data emphasis on sustainability and environmental responsibility. This adoption of good agricultural practices, certification provides a pathway to meet those demands, enabling growers and other stakeholders to enhance income opportunities, reduce negative environmental impacts, and promote social well-being. The Department of Export Agriculture is already working directly to popularize GAP certification among stakeholders, and we have made significant strides in this regard. However, many more lie ahead, and we must continue our efforts in collaboration with the various organizations and international partners. By expanding GAP and other certification programs, we can foster sustainable development in the export agriculture sector and ensure a prosperous future for all of us. As we embark on the year's Asia Symposium, standing today and as we sessions, we have the privilege of witnessing the unveiling numerous research studies conducted on export agriculture crops. These findings represent the collective efforts of researchers, scientists, and industry professionals who have dedicated themselves to the industry, advancement of export agriculture crop sector. The insights shared during this symposium will undoubtedly contribute to the future development of our field, fostering innovation, promoting sustainable practices, and enhancing the productivity and quality of Sri Lanka's export crops. In conclusion, I extend my sincere wishes for the success of this year's Asia Symposium, and I officially declare the symposium open. Let us enhance these 2 days of intellectual exchange, fruitful discussions, and collaborative efforts. Together, we can forgo a brighter future for Sri Lanka's export agriculture sector, enhancing their productivity, quality, sustainability, quality and sustainability. Thank you all for your presence and support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, madam, for your inspirational words. Actually, the leadership behind you in this symposium is invaluable and immeasurable. Next, we are preparing to hand over the stage to the person who was in charge of paper reviewing, editing, and compiling of the final proceedings of the symposium. With its immense contribution, we were able to complete the proceedings in a very successful manner, as we expected. He is one of the senior scientists in Sri Lanka who has a sound knowledge and experience, and also having rendered a prestigious service in the field of soil science. He is none other than the emeritus professor R.B. Mawatha. He has graduated with a BSc in agriculture from the University of Peradeniya in 1975 and obtained his PhD in agronomy and soil science from the University of Hawaii in 1984. Professor Mawatha has worked at the Faculty of Agriculture, University of Peradeniya, for 31 years as a senior professor in soil science. He also contributed as an editor of 7 books, including World Soil Series book on soils of Sri Lanka, which was published by Springer International, Switzerland. Also, he authored around 50 research publications in refereed journals. He worked as the project leader of Sri Lanka Canadian Soil Resource Project funded by SIDA, characterization and mapping of soils of Sri Lanka. With a wealth of knowledge and experience in the field of research, we are honored to have him with us today as he prepares to share his insightful thoughts and perspectives. Professor Mawatha, the stage is yours now.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, distinguished guests at the high table, the symposium coordinator, Mr. Prasad Idimikorala, the paper presenters and authors of the papers at this 6th Symposium of Department of Export Agriculture, officers of the Department of Export Agriculture, ladies and gentlemen. I am very much honored to be here today to speak few words on my experience on editing the proceedings of this symposium. In this symposium, the editorial committee was very much helpful to do the reviewing process and to come up with these proceedings today. For the symposium, 29 papers were submitted and these were sent to 2 reviewers of the relevant subject area, and the comments of the reviewers and were sent to the authors for correction and addition of those comments. Using the comments of the reviewers and their decisions, out of these 29 papers, 24 papers were accepted for presentation and are included in the proceedings that will be released today. So you can see only 5 papers were rejected, and I am very thankful for the reviewers and the editorial committee, because we looked at these papers in a very positive manner. We wanted to give opportunities to these young scientists to come up and present these papers and also publish them in the proceedings. In this process, there are certain things that I observed, which I also like to bring into your notice. Most of the papers were up to the standard, but I can see we have a long way to go forward to learn more on publishing and how to publish a paper in a journal. Then also we wanted to give more opportunities to the extension officials, because we need research findings, but these research findings are taken to the export agriculture farmers through the extension officers, and they have to do some research and see why some of these very good findings are not adopted by the farmers, and bring it back to the research officers to improve their research. Also, I want you to know we had a very limited time from the date of acceptance of the papers and to the symposium. There was hardly about 1 month period. So we have to do many things in a short time, and I am sure there will be some mistakes in the proceedings, but we had to draw the line and complete it to publish it by today. So in any future research symposiums, I think it's very crucial to have a symposium coordinator appointed early, and also I suggest to the Madam Director General, to have some workshops for the researchers on how to write research papers for the proceeding, and that will help the review team to do the reviewing in less time, and also that will train your researchers not only to have proceedings in the symposium, but to publish in research journals. And also, I am sure presently you take into account the number of papers published by the officers when it comes to promotional aspects, so that they know their efforts are recognized in some manner. So lastly, what I like to say is, research is very important for a department like Department of Export Agriculture, and this research has to be presented like a forum like today, or sent to journals where they will be reviewed by the experts and say this research is acceptable. They have followed the proper research methodology, so that these research results are accepted, and now they are ready to be taken into the farmer. So research is the first step, and then these findings has to be presented somewhere so others can criticize this and say how to improve, whether accept or not, and after acceptance then these are ready to disseminate to the farmers. So I hope presenters and the authors will take much more interest in the next symposium, and the 5 papers which were rejected, we have given them opportunity that they can improve them using the reviewers' comments and submit for the next symposium to be considered. So with this, I like to thank the editorial committee, which was very supportive for me to do this job, and I thank the organizers for giving me this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, without further ado, let us move on to our keynote speech. Our keynote speaker today is Dr. A.B. Remastri, Director Research, Spice Board, Cochin, India, who is a renowned expert in research on spice crops and GAP certification. Her speech will provide an overview of the principles of good agricultural practices and its importance in spices. So I cordially invite Dr. H.M.P.A. Subasinghe, the Additional Director General Research of the Department of Exports Agriculture, to read the citation of Dr. Remastri.
Very good morning again. Madam Director General, Deputy Listener, and other all ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm here again to present a brief profile on our keynote speaker in this event. She actually specifically expert in spices and eminent scientist in India. She has been awarded PhD from University of Calicut in 1994 and having 29 years of R&D and administrative for development of Institute of Infrastructure Research activities. The area of research is in medicinal aromatics, spice plant systematics, pharmacognosy, molecular biology, proteomics, phytochemistry, and natural products, secondary metabolites, and biosecurity. Now she is in a holding position of Director Research and Development, Spice Board, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. As a research director, she also holds in charge of policy evaluation labs and development activities of Spice Board all over India. She is the project coordinator for skill development program on spices and a PMKVY, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India. She has served as Deputy Director, Center of Medicinal Plant Research, Kotakal, and worked for Pharmacopoeia, work quality control and standardization of medical spices plant evidence by publication in reputed journal and books. He is having administrative experience in running the scientific institution, GMP compliance, drug industry, and developed a center of excellence laboratory for quality control and drug standardization funded by Ministry of Ayush to coordinate and work for developing Ayurvedic pharmacopoeia. He holding the position of chairmanship for the BIS, Government of India, PC34, SC7 spices and culinary herbs of Kosia of ISO PC34, SC7 and spices and culinary herbs representing India. He has 511 research citations and produced more than 200 publications, books, chapters, and recipient of 6 awards from government. As a research guide, he produced PhDs and directed research in the field of specialization. As an organization secretary, conducted several national workshops and also given lectures in international seminars abroad. He had successfully completed more than 10 extremely funded, externally funded major projects from different funding agencies like IGMR, DBT, NMPD, ICE, and KHE Ministry of Skill Development, and 2 are ongoing. He has been nominated as a chairperson of Research and Development of International Paper Community, Jakarta, Indonesia, during 2018 to 2021, and also member of various scientific committees. Dr. A.B. Remalji, Director, Research and Development, Spice Board, India. Madam, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for giving a nice introduction. And first of all, I would like to thank Government of Sri Lanka and the organizers of the annual symposium on export of agriculture and agriculture export crops. And Dr. Subhasinghe, and also I congratulate the team for conducting such a wonderful symposia. I also thankful to DG for inviting me as a key speaker for this annual symposium on export agriculture crop. Let me say some words about your activities that you have shown before this in the starting stage. As far as India concerned, we are looking forward towards Sri Lanka also in terms of implementing the good agriculture practices, organic cultivation, etc. We are all aware that the need of how best we can produce the spices compliant with the good agriculture practices, as well as this compliant to importing the stringent quality parameters of importing countries. So from the video, it is well evident that how best Sri Lanka is doing that systematic implementation of GAP for their export. And India and Spices Board being the export promotion body, we know how this quality now important to the spices, because for any commodity for exports, we have to meet the import countries' stringent rules and regulation. So it has to be started from the field, then to for it. That is the entire supply chain. Is it okay now? Am I audible? Hello?
We can see.
Am I audible?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All the export, mainly the spice export is now centered on the quality parameters. When coming to the good agriculture practices, which stands for a set of guidelines and standards aimed at promoting the sustainable and safe agriculture practices. And the GAP principle apply common to fruits, vegetable, and all the agriculture commodities and spice production sector too. When it comes to the production of spices, following good agriculture principles is important to ensure high quality, safety of and sustainable production of spices or any agriculture commodity. That is one of the important items that we have to take into consideration. Some key aspects of GAP for production of spices I would like to mention here. It includes right from the nursery stage by selecting the quality planting material production to up to the end production, that means value addition. Use quality planting material from the reliable source to ensure better crop yield. That is the first step that we have to consider. Then coming to the some key points of GAP production aspects, and also the planting material production is one of the important items. Then use quality planting material from a reliable sources to ensure better crop yield and disease resistant and flavor character is utmost importance. In India, we have certified nurseries through which government of India is supplying planting material, certified planting material to the community so that they will get a better yield and also resistant quality, pest and disease resistance, so that we can reduce the usage of more pesticide to the farming. So that is the basic principle that we are applying here, certified seedling material or planting material to the farmers. Many land races are there with the farmers. That too also we promote for certified nursery in their farm itself. So those who are having a good variety, that means selection by in their farm, that also government bodies used to certify using subsidies to them, so that the best planting material will reach to the farmer. Then widening the genetic variance by including different varieties which are relatively tolerant to pests and diseases will greatly reduce the risk of pests and diseases, and to maintain the soil fertility also. Then apply fertilizer based on the soil nutrient analysis and specific nutrient requirement of the spice crops. In our institute, we are also in Indian Cardamom Research Institute has initiated step to provide site-specific nutrient recommendation through a mobile app on a pilot project basis in a certain villages. First, we collected soil sample. The number of soil sample increases, the error will come down. So we have collected a lot of sample. That means from 1 acre to 3 sample, we used to take 1 hectare, and we used to test that sample to create this app. And it found that with the help of a GIS technique, we are launching one soil fertility app, so that the farmer can select that soil where he is standing. He can select the soil fertility of that particular soil, and also consecutively the recommendation also will reach the farmer to minimize the fertilizer load. Then how much, so that will reduce the cost of cultivation. Then micro irrigation system techniques are popularized among the spice farmers for meeting the specific water requirement of the spice crop. Implementing integrated pest management strategies also taken into consideration by using biological control measures and integrated with the mechanical as well as chemical control measures. And another important thing that we are using in India is a biological control. You know that Pseudomonas trichoderma, Trichogramma, Metarhizium, so many bio control agents, and also now bio fertilizers are also coming into picture to adopt the good agriculture practices. In addition to the analysis service provided by quality evaluation laboratory in major port in the country to cater the demand of the importing countries. That is another important aspect that which we are in place in India, because in major ports we have quality analysis laboratory, so that we can reduce the rapid alert which is coming from the importing countries, and to maintain the quality which the produce is going from India or from the country to abroad. So after giving the health certificate from the quality control laboratory certified by Government of India, only one spice exporter can send their spice to foreign country, especially a more stringent country. They demand all these certifications. And we have one laboratory at farm gate also, so that farmer can test the quality of their produce, and they demand the better price for their produce. If the pesticide load is less, they can demand the trader that my produce is free from pesticides, so he demands more prices. So it is helpful for the farmer also. Then this will take a long way to tackle the problem of pesticide residue in the sector by sensitizing the farming community about overusage of pesticides. Then we are conducting spice clinic to organize in the field level to diagnose and recommend integrated nutrient management, integrated pest and disease management based on the strategies for field level problems involving scientists, extension officers, and farmers. This is an interaction in the farmers field itself. Monthly, twice, our team will go to different places to on request and also to check the plantation, that is called spice cleaning. And another thing is, it is essential to harvest the spice crop at the appropriate stage of maturity to ensure the optimal flavor and aroma. And care is to be taken to follow proper harvesting techniques to minimize the damage to the plant and maintain the quality of the post-harvest spices. Another important training which we are giving to the community is the post-harvest techniques to reduce the aphla problems which is coming in the spices during storage. So how the drying, that means drying and storing is another important thing, because value addition also, it affects the further value addition also. If the drying is not proper, definitely aflatoxin will come, and we can't export the afla if the afla is present in the spices. So we are educating the people how to do the post-harvesting, and also we are providing support, post-harvest support schemes to the spice farmers, groups, and FPOs, clusters, etc. If it is a cluster, we used to provide all the type of, that means washing, drying, grading, powdering, packing, all the set. That is called primary processing unit. We used to give the FPOs and farming community, that means farmer group, not an individual, farmer group, up to 50 to 75% subsidy to the farming group, that means farmer producer company or clusters, to prepare a better clean spice which can be exported to the different countries according to their stringent rules. It is okay, and it is passing all the parameters. And another thing is, it is imperative to maintain the detailed record of all the agricultural activities, including input used, pest and disease management, and harvest date, etc. This information facilitates traceability by ensuring accountability of spice growers should be encouraged in a single or on group approach basis to seek certification from the recognized organization that endorse adherent to GAP standard. And the certification provide assurance to the consumer and buyers about the quality, safety, and sustainability of spice crop. By following the GAP practices, helps spice producer to achieve consistent and high quality yield while minimizing environmental impact and ensuring food safety. It is always recommended to consult with the local agriculture extension services or experts who can provide specific guidance based on the spice crop and geographical location. In this line, Spices Board has well-equipped extension officer in the major spice growing states across India to advise farmers on GAP practices for various spices, starting from saffron from Jammu Kashmir to the small cardamom of South India. So in every sector, we are providing the GAP practices. And we are in collaboration with the GIZ, USFDA, and European Union. They used to come to India for auditing purpose, wherever the GAP and the certification process is going on, to ascertain that how best India is doing the best practices, good agriculture practice, and sustainable certification systems. Spices Board is also promoting GAP compliant production of small and large cardamom, chili, black pepper, seed spices on commodity farmer group approach basis. I already informed you that. GAP certified cardamom group Peradeniya near Kumli in Kerala state is one of the good example of transforming the concept of GAP in actual field situations. So we have so many GAP demonstration plot to take the other farmers for their experience and visualization and how best they are maintaining the GAP field plots. So this is one of the best model that we can showcase the other farmer. This is the system. You follow this gap. It will lead to get a better price and also exportable commodity, and exporter will come to you and they will procure the produce in a good price. So they are also happy. Farmers are also happy to come forward for the GAP compliant practices. Then Spices Board also initiated special auction for this GAP compliant, standard compliant producers. That also helps farmers to get a better price realization. Then project to develop GAP compliant nodal plots in different farmers plot is one of other important program which we are doing, and with the help of public private partnership mode, with the involvement of large number of farmers and other stakeholders through first-hand training and field day in the identified plots. Recently, Spices Board also initiated steps for capacity building programs in GAP certification by initiating GAP certification training to its employees and initiate collaborative program with the Quality Council of India. This Quality Council of India is the certification body in government, which play a very vital role in facilitating GAP certification in India and connecting the GAP producers, farmer to the needy exporters and traders to fill the gap of the entire supply chain and also to fetch good price. These initiatives aim to promote the sustainable agriculture practice, enhance the product quality, and ensure food safety while meeting domestic and international market requirements. The future thrust has to be on continuous developing and modifying GAP strategies for sustainable production of spices. So once the gap is set, again and again, we have to fine tune the GAP practices with the new strategies, new practices for the sustainable production, and also as per the requirement of the importing countries, and ensuring economic viability of spice sector at large. And the research development program need to be focused in these lines, coupled with model extension program. Only such a concerted effort will help to achieve the target of producing clean spice than cleaned spice, and sustain every stakeholders in the supply chain associated with the spice industry. As far as Sri Lanka concerned, you are doing a very systematic approach, and also you have to from this we have to more concentrate on quality. Few quality laboratories are also, if it is there in place, and Sri Lankan cinnamon is well known, and you are the #1 in Sri Lankan cinnamon production, and also pepper. A lot of pepper is importing from Sri Lanka to India because of the piperine, high piperine immature berries, which is harvesting from the Sri Lanka, is coming to India for further value addition. So we will always in touch with Sri Lanka in terms of import, and also import of pepper and cinnamon. I think these are the two commodities which is importing from Sri Lanka to India. And from India, it is again doing value addition, and big industries are importing pepper for value addition. So we can do the sustainable chain as such. And I thank all the organizers for giving me an opportunity to discuss with you. Thank you. And I wish all the success for the annual symposium on Export Agriculture Corp once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam, for sharing your invaluable experiences and knowledge with us. Your willingness to share these invaluable experiences and your vast knowledge with us is truly commendable, madam. Your contributions have played a pivotal role in shaping the success of the symposium. We are privileged to have the opportunity to benefit from your professional insights. Once again, thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your unwavering support and enriching our collective understanding of the research landscape.
Thank
With
you.
that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our first section. We will now have a short tea break, and we will resume our program at 11:30 with our first panel session of ASEAC 2023 on agronomy. Please be back in your seat by then, and we will back live soon. So please join us via Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube. Please feel free to enjoy our refreshments outside of this hall. Thank you very much.
ඔබ රජෙක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. සමහර විට වෛද්‍යවරයෙක්, ගුරුවරයෙක්, නීතිඥයෙක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. නමුත් ඔබෙත් මගෙත් කුසකිනෙනි වන්නේ ඔහුයි. ඔබේ රැකියාව අහසෙ වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් මහසයුර වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. තාක්ෂණය හෝ සංවර්ධනය වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. අපි කවුරු මොනවා කළත් කුසකිනෙනි වන්නේ ඔහුයි. ධනවතෙක් උනත් නොඋනත්, වැඩිහිටියෙක් හෝ ලදරුවෙක් වුණත්, ඔබත් මමත් කවුරු වුණත් අපේ කුසකිනෙනි වන්නේ ඔහුයි. අහස පොළව ගෙනෙන අභියෝග හමුවේ නොසැලුණු ඔහුට පන්නරය දුන් CIC කෘෂි ව්‍යාපාර වසර 25ක් පුරා ජීවිත අස්වැද්දූ මෙහෙයුම අනාගත පරපුරටත්.
In the fast-moving world of international supply and value chains, we face big challenges. Big challenges that, when understood, can be made smaller, more manageable. At Control Union, we take a more rational approach to make this happen. We look at the how, the why, the when, and the where. We question not just what can be done to solve problems, but how to prevent them. That means not just doing, it means thinking, taking ownership, and innovating. If we change the way we view the world, we have the opportunity to see things differently. Growing population, globalization, pressure on crop yields, food safety, sustainability, and amplified social and ethical standards have all put pressure on companies to perform better, with greater emphasis on transparency, traceability, and compliance in the way they operate across the supply chain from raw material to the end user. The key challenge facing commodity industries today is to meet the need for a set of common standards for worldwide operations in commodity inspections, certifications, collateral services, industrial inspections, and logistics, and to achieve it in an environment where local regulations and conditions vary widely from country to country. Our people have a wealth of experience and knowledge which has been built up over many years, and they are our greatest asset. They understand our business and, more importantly, the needs of our customers, and they have helped us develop Control Union into a global, decentralized entity. But what do we mean by that? We mean that we have become a cohesive organization where people are valued and empowered, and where everyone has a voice. Control Union people are encouraged to use their unique local experience and knowledge to find and deliver the best service solutions, serving our multinational clients both domestically and globally, constantly finding the right solutions in a complex, dynamic and changing world. With offices in over 70 countries, Control Union has unrivaled experience across commodities supply chains. All in all, this means that with Control Union as your preferred partner, you can be sure you're working with a multinational team of specialists with the knowledge and experience to deliver sustainable, profitable relationships that can mitigate risk and provide greater operational efficiencies. Quite simply, we are responsive to our clients' needs and deliver quick results to save time. When it comes to global supply and value chain stewardship, we are the trusted specialists. We are Control Union.
Sri Lanka, home to a unique quartet of seasons. This tropical advantage ushers in a diverse serving of climates, the likes of which provide homes to farms that thrive in the best of environments. For over 2 decades, the art of mastering this island's unique natural offering has been perfected by Seasons of Ceylon. Hand in hand with native farmers, Seasons of Ceylon has built a traditional polycultural empire in home gardening, castled by dynasties of spices, fruits, vegetables, tea, coffee, pulses and grains. They serve as an ode to combined efforts and mutual knowledge that span generations. To honor this relationship, Seasons of Ceylon vows to empower 1 million farming families by 2028. Our state-of-the-art facility guarantees global standard quality products. The revolutionary low-heat reverse air condensation drying is characterized by energy efficiency. The processing plant encompasses destoning, cyclonic dust filtering, gravity separating, automated grading and color sorting, all performed with minimum human interaction. We also possess technological prowess to perform industrial cryogenic grinding and supercritical extraction. This fully integrated facility ensures that from sourcing to extraction, we are able to preserve potency, color, aroma, nutrients, and essential oils, just the way nature intended, untainted from chemicals. Synonymous with tradition and technology, Seasons of Ceylon cuts no corners in bringing to the world a wide range of distinct products. Elevate cuisines to culinary marvels. Season discerning palates. Enrich goodness. Cherish fragrant delights. Relish nutrition. Rejuvenate the soul. Invigorate vitality or tend to ailments. Venture on an odyssey with Seasons of Ceylon and sail the oceans of fragrance, flavor, and health.
නෙල්කෝ කුළුබඩු හා දහන්නේ නිෂ්පාදන ස්වාභාවික රස හා සුවඳ සමගින්
හදින් හද බැඳෙනා ලෙන්ගතුකමේ මුවින් මුව සරසනා පේකමේ මහ පොළොවේ පුදිනා රන්සාරයේ නැවුම් හැඟුමන් පුබුදු කරනා රසයිනේ සොබාදමේ හදින් හද බැඳෙනා ලෙන්ගතුකමේ මුවින් මුව සරසනා පේකමේ මහ පොළොවේ පුදිනා රන්සාරයේ නැවුම් හැඟුමන් පුබුදු කරනා රසයිනේ සොබාදමේ
නෙල්කෝ කුළුබඩු සහ ධාන්‍ය නිෂ්පාදන.
The spice trade bound to the Orient has been a powerful factor in the development of the maritime Silk Route and the rise of the European empires. Since Sri Lanka is a marvelously enchanting island enriched with supreme quality spices since ancient times, it earned its reputation from both Arabian and European traders as a cherished treasure trove of aromatic wonders. The British, the final nation to colonize Sri Lanka, initially exported the Sri Lankan treasures such as Ceylon cinnamon, cardamom, and pepper. However, as their rule progressed, they shifted their focus towards establishing large-scale plantations. Consequently, this transformation led to the gradual decline in spice cultivation within Sri Lanka by the beginning of the 20th century. By the middle of the 20th century, when Sri Lanka gained independence, the productivity of plantation crop lands such as tea and rubber gradually decreased, and the government at that time paid attention to this challenge. In 1968, the Sri Lankan government found the possibility of introducing crop diversification projects in the less productive tea lands. Consequently, a special tea commission was duly appointed, entrusted with this vital task. According to the commission's study, Sri Lanka's hidden spice treasures, which have a huge export potential, came into the fore and were identified as the most suitable candidates for crop diversification projects. As a result, the Department of Minor Export Crops was established in 1972. Initially, the department was tasked with promoting a limited number of crops such as cinnamon, pepper, cocoa, coffee, and cardamom. However, a significant turning point came in 1992 with the enactment of Export Agricultural Crops Promotion Act No. 46, wherein the department was entrusted with the custody of 15 diverse export agricultural crops under 4 main categories, namely spices, beverage crops, essential oil crops, and stimulant crops. Furthermore, the department underwent a transformative name change, emerging as the Department of Export Agriculture in 1992. With unwavering dedication, the department embraced its role to conduct comprehensive research and development activities, diligently catering the needs of the 15 esteemed crops, namely cinnamon, pepper, cardamom, nutmeg, clove, coffee, cocoa, vanilla, lemongrass, citronella, betel, arecanut, turmeric, ginger, and garcinia. The Department of Export Agriculture, which mainly consists of research and development activities, is administered by a total of 65 scientific service executive officers working under a Director General who belongs to the Sri Lanka Scientific Service in special grade. The Export Agriculture Research Division is a remarkable entity operating under the guidance of a special grade Additional Director General of the Sri Lanka Scientific Service. The division comprises 3 main research entities: the Central Research Station in Matale, the National Cinnamon Research and Training Center in Mathara, and the Intercropping and Beetle Research Station in Narammala. In addition, there are 5 other research units, including Plant Tissue Culture Research Station at Walpita, the Economic Research Division at the Department Headquarters, Gatambe, and 3 sub-research centers in Kundasale, Nillamba, and Dalpitiya. The research division also boasts the esteemed distinction of housing the sole National Spice Garden in Sri Lanka, which is located in Matale. A wide range of work on export crops related to agronomy, plant breeding, soil science and plant nutrition, pathology, entomology, plant production, and post-harvest technology are undertaken by this division. The Development Division of the Department of Export Agriculture consists of several subdivisions working tirelessly towards our goal. These include the district officers established in 17 districts covering all areas of the island, the In-Service Training Center at Matale, the Communication and Media Division, the Business Counseling Unit, and the Progress Monitoring Unit located at the department headquarters in Gatambe. In the year 2022, the Department of Export Agriculture celebrated a momentous milestone, the Golden Jubilee, marking 50 years of exceptional achievements. Established in 1972, this esteemed department successfully propelled Sri Lanka's annual income from agricultural export crops, surging from approximately $6.5 million to an impressive $517 million by 2022. Furthermore, it expanded the cultivated area to an expansive 125,000 hectares. The department's impact extends far beyond numbers, as it has positively affected the lives of over 1 million individuals who directly or indirectly depend on this sector. Today, the Department of Export Agriculture continues to play a vital role in escalating the local economy by promoting the world's best spices grown in our fertile land.
ඔබ රජෙක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඔබ රජෙක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. සමහර විට වෛද්‍යවරයෙක්, ගුරුවරයෙක්, නීතිඥයෙක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. නමුත් ඔබෙත් මගෙත් කුසකිනෙනි වන්නේ ඔහුයි. ඔබේ රැකියාව අහසෙ වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් මහසයුර වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. තාක්ෂණය හෝ සංවර්ධනය වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. අපි කවුරු මොනවා කළත් කුසකිනෙනි වන්නේ ඔහුයි. ධනවතෙක් උනත් නොඋනත්, වැඩිහිටියෙක් හෝ ලදරුවෙක් වුණත්, ඔබත් මමත් කවුරු වුණත් අපේ කුසකිනෙනි වන්නේ ඔහුයි. අහස පොළව ගෙනෙන අභියෝග හමුවේ නොසැලුණු ඔහුට පන්නරය දුන් CIC කෘෂි ව්‍යාපාර වසර 25ක් පුරා ජීවිත අස්වැත් වූ මෙහෙයුම අනාගත පරපුරටත්.
In the fast-moving world of international supply and value chains, we face big challenges. Big challenges that, when understood, can be made smaller, more manageable. At Control Union, we take a more rational approach to make this happen. We look at the how, the why, the when, and the where. We question not just what can be done to solve problems, but how to prevent them. That means not just doing, it means thinking, taking ownership, and innovating. If we change the way we view the world, we have the opportunity to see things differently. Growing population, globalization, pressure on crop yields, food safety, sustainability, and amplified social and ethical standards have all put pressure on companies to perform better, with greater emphasis on transparency, traceability, and compliance in the way they operate across the supply chain from raw material to the end user. The key challenge facing commodity industries today is to meet the need for a set of common standards for worldwide operations in commodity inspections, certifications, collateral services, industrial inspections and logistics, and to achieve it in an environment where local regulations and conditions vary widely from country to country. Our people have a wealth of experience and knowledge which has been built up over many years, and they are our greatest asset. They understand our business and, more importantly, the needs of our customers, and they have helped us develop Control Union into a global, decentralized entity. But what do we mean by that? We mean that we have become a cohesive organization where people are valued and empowered, and where everyone has a voice. Control Union people are encouraged to use their unique local experience and knowledge to find and deliver the best service solutions, serving our multinational clients both domestically and globally, constantly finding the right solutions in a complex, dynamic and changing world. With offices in over 70 countries, Control Union has unrivaled experience across commodity supply chains. All in all, this means that with Control Union as your preferred partner, you can be sure you're working with a multinational team of specialists with the knowledge and experience to deliver sustainable, profitable relationships that can mitigate risk and provide greater operational efficiencies. Quite simply, we are responsive to our clients' needs and deliver quick results to save time. When it comes to global supply and value chain stewardship, we are the trusted specialists. We are Control Union.
Sri Lanka, home to a unique quartet of seasons. This tropical advantage ushers in a diverse serving of climates, the likes of which provide homes to farms that thrive in the best of environments. For over 2 decades, the art of mastering this island's unique natural offering has been perfected by Seasons of Ceylon. Hand in hand with native farmers, Seasons of Ceylon has built a traditional polycultural empire in home gardening. Castled by dynasties of spices, fruits, vegetables, tea, coffee, pulses, and grains. They serve as an ode to combined efforts and mutual knowledge that span generations. To honor this relationship, Seasons of Ceylon vows to empower 1 million farming families by 2028. Our state-of-the-art facility guarantees global standard quality products. The revolutionary low-heat reverse air condensation drying is characterized by energy efficiency. The processing plant encompasses destoning, cyclonic dust filtering, gravity separating, technological prowess to perform industrial cryogenic grinding and supercritical extraction. This fully integrated facility ensures that from sourcing to extraction, we are able to preserve potency, color, aroma, nutrients, and essential oils, just the way nature intended, untainted from chemicals. Synonymous with tradition and technology, Seasons of Ceylon cuts no corners in bringing to the world a wide range of distinct products. Elevate cuisines to culinary marvels. Season discerning palates. Enrich goodness. Cherish fragrant delights. Relish nutrition. Rejuvenate the soul. Invigorate vitality or tend to ailments. Venture on an odyssey with Seasons of Ceylon and sail the oceans of fragrance, flavor, and health.
ඔබ රජෙක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. සමහර විට වෛද්‍යවරයෙක්, ගුරුවරයෙක්, නීතිඥයෙක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. නමුත් ඔබෙත් මගෙත් කුසකිනෙනි වන්නේ ඔහුයි. ඔබේ රැකියාව අහසෙ වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් මහසයුර වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. තාක්ෂණය හෝ සංවර්ධනය වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. අපි කවුරු මොනවා කළත් කුසකිනෙනි වන්නේ ඔහුයි. ධනවතෙක් උනත් නොඋනත්, වැඩිහිටියෙක් හෝ ලදරුවෙක් උනත්, ඔබත් මමත් කවුරු උනත් අපේ කුසකිනෙනි වන්නේ ඔහුයි. අහස පොළව ගෙනෙන අභියෝග හමුවේ නොසැලුණු ඔහුට පන්නරය දුන් CIC කෘෂි ව්‍යාපාර වසර 25ක් පුරා ජීවිත අස්වැත්වූ මෙහෙයුම අනාගත පරපුරටත්.
In the fast-moving world of international supply and value chains, we face big challenges. Big challenges that, when understood, can be made smaller, more manageable. At Control Union, we take a more rational approach to make this happen. We look at the how, the why, the when, and the where. We question not just what can be done to solve problems, but how to prevent them. That means not just doing, it means thinking, taking ownership, and innovating. If we change the way we view the world, we have the opportunity to see things differently. Growing population, Globalization, pressure on crop yields, food safety, sustainability, and amplified social and ethical standards have all put pressure on companies to perform better, with greater emphasis on transparency, traceability, and compliance in the way they operate across the supply chain from raw material to the end user. The key challenge facing commodity industries today is to meet the need for a set of common standards for worldwide operations in commodity inspections, certifications, collateral services, industrial inspections, and logistics, and to achieve it in an environment where local regulations and conditions vary widely from country to country. Our people have a wealth of experience and knowledge which has been built up over many years, and they are our greatest asset. They understand our business and, more importantly, the needs of our customers, and they have helped us develop Control Union into a global, decentralized entity. But what do we mean by that? We mean that we have become a cohesive organization where people are valued and empowered, and where everyone has a voice. Control Union people are encouraged to use their unique local experience and knowledge to find and deliver the best service solutions, serving our multinational clients both domestically and globally, constantly finding the right solutions in a complex, dynamic, and changing world. With offices in over 70 countries, Control Union has unrivaled experience across commodity supply chains. All in all, this means that with Control Union as your preferred partner, you can be sure you're working with a multinational team of specialists with the knowledge and experience to deliver sustainable, profitable relationships that can mitigate risk and provide greater operational efficiencies. Quite simply, we are responsive to our clients' needs and deliver quick results to save time. When it comes to global supply and value chain stewardship, we are the trusted specialists. We are Control Union.